Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. My name is Eva. On my channel I talk about alternate day fasting, also known as ADF, as well as weight loss. So if that's something that interests you, then you've come to the right place. Today's video is going to be about my weight loss, and I want to be really specific about how much weight I lost and exactly how long it's taken me to lose this weight. Originally, my plan was to do OMAD and some sort of intermittent fasting, but then I discovered alternate day fasting, and that's what I ended up sticking with. My starting weight when I first fasted on my very first fast day was 197.8 pounds, so pretty much 198 pounds. I'm gonna share with you guys my computer screen so that you can see the tracker that I've kind of made for myself, and also for you guys because it helps for me to be able to visually see the numbers as I discuss them. So as you can see, my starting weight was 197.8 pounds, and I weighed myself on February 4th before I officially started fasting. So this is how my calendar looks, and it's a little bit confusing because Saturday and Sunday are all on the same slot. So just be aware of that. The Saturday and Sunday share the same slot. But I started fasting on Saturday the 5th. That was supposed to be an OMAD day. I didn't get hungry when my eating window came. So then the next day was Sunday. Also was supposed to be an OMAD day. I also didn't get hungry. So I fasted for 2 days. The third day was now Monday. And Monday, I started to get hungry. But then at the same time, I started investigating like, what is going on? Like, how am I able to fast for this long without eating? Like, I was drinking coffee and I was drinking water, but I hadn't had any actual food yet. So that's when I started Googling and started going on YouTube, and eventually I found Colleen, and eventually I found ADF, and I instantly decided that day that even though that was an OMAD day where I did eat, that I was now gonna do ADF. However, I started thinking about the weekend, and I was like, what am I gonna do on the weekend? Because am I gonna fast on 2 Saturdays of the month and 2 Sundays of the month? Like, that was not vibing with me. So I decided to look up other forms of alternate day fasting, like modified versions, and that's when I found out that people do a fast schedule of Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then they eat Tuesday, Thursday, and the weekend. And I was like, that's what I'm gonna do as well. So as you can see here on my calendar, the 7th of February, which was a Monday, was an OMAD day. Then Tuesday was an eat day. Then Wednesday I fasted. And then Thursday, I just could not resist. I did a weigh-in. At that point, I weighed in at 190 pounds, which was insane to me because that means that I had lost 7 pounds in literally just a couple of days. And I was sold. On Saturday, I decided to weigh in again, which at that point I was weighing in a lot more than I should have, but I weighed in because I just could not help it. And I had lost an additional 3 pounds, bringing my total weight loss in just a week to 10 pounds. Okay. And I was like, sold, I'm doing this. I trust the process. I see what everyone is talking about, and I get the hype, and I'm trying ADF. So you can see here on this week, the 3rd week of February, I did not weigh in. I didn't check my weight that week, and I'm not sure why. I've gone back to like my pictures, I've gone back to my Fitness Pal, and I never logged how much I weighed that week. But the next week, you can see here, I did the same schedule of eating and fasting, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And then I weighed in, and I had actually gained 2 pounds. I weighed in at 189 pounds that week. So over those 2 weeks, I had gained 2 pounds, and I was starting to feel a little bit like, wait, I really believed in the process, and now I've gained 2 pounds back. Like, what's going on? I'm fasting, and I'm not cheating. I'm only drinking coffee. I'm only drinking water throughout my fast days, and I'm trying to eat as clean as possible on my feast days. So like, why did I gain the weight? And I think that's why that on the 19th I didn't weigh myself, because I didn't actually like take a picture of the scale, or I didn't put it up here where I track it, or I didn't put it in my Fitness Pal because I was kind of disappointed with the weight. I'm not sure, but I gained back 2 pounds at the end of February. So now we move on to the first week of March. I did my routine, fasting, eating, and then I weighed in on Saturday, and wouldn't you know it, I was at 185 pounds, you guys. And that was so exciting because it's been months, years now actually, since I saw that number on the scale. Years. It felt so good to see that number. So now we move on to the second week of March, and you can see I did my regular fasting routine, and on Saturday I weighed in and I was at 184 pounds. So I had lost another pound. I mean, not exactly, but 185 to 184. Then the third week, you can see here, I'm doing the same routine. That week I didn't weigh myself. I'm not sure why. I've looked through, again, all of the ways that I record my weight loss, and I don't see a weigh-in for that day. I'm not sure why I didn't weigh myself or why I didn't write it down, but now moving on to the fourth week, you can see here, I am at 182.8 pounds, and I could not believe it. Like, I really had, I was almost at a 20-pound weight loss in like no time at all. My brain literally could not handle it. It couldn't handle it. So then we keep going. So now we are in April, and April 2nd, I did my weigh-in. I was at 181.2 pounds. Then the next week, 180 pounds. Then the next week, 179 pounds. So at that point, I could clearly see that I was losing about a pound a week. And that was super encouraging because, you guys, I've said this in my previous videos, but other than alternate day fasting, I don't do anything else to help with the weight loss. I'm not walking. I'm not doing any exercise. I don't jog. I don't do yoga. I don't do anything. And on top of all of that, on my feast days, I don't really watch what I eat. Like, I eat intuitively. I eat whatever it is that I feel like eating that day. If I feel like eating a bunch of junk, then I eat a bunch of junk. If I feel like eating really well, then I eat really well and I have a balanced meal. But I'm not on a diet. I'm not doing keto. I'm not doing any of those things. I am eating what it is I feel like eating. So all of this weight loss, losing about a pound a week, was only due to ADF. All right, so we get to the third and fourth weeks of April. The third, fourth weeks of April, and actually going into May, so almost a month. So from the, let's see here. So from the 18th of April, going all the way to the 15th of May, so almost a month, I did not fast, you guys. I didn't fast. You can see here, all of these are eat days. And the reason for that wasn't because I had given up on my journey. It was actually because I got sick. And I've talked about this in a previous video. I got sick with what I thought was a cold. I was like, you know what? I'll just take the week off. I will just do all the comfort foods because I had all of the symptoms of the vid without actually testing positive, right? So I was down. I was sick. I didn't care about fasting. I didn't want to even think about that. I just wanted to get better. I thought it was going to be a week of me not fasting, and then I was going to get back into it on Monday. I was still sick. I was sick for a really, really long time. And then eventually I started to feel better, but that wasn't until like the second week of May. At this point, like, I knew in my head that I still wanted to fast. I hadn't given up. Even after taking all that time off, I still hadn't given up, and I was still interested in doing ADF. So going back to my last weigh-in before I stopped fasting, my last weigh-in on April 16th was 179.2 pounds. And then I took this whole break of like almost 5 weeks. And then I did another weigh-in and I was at 178.4 pounds. That means that during the whole time when I was not fasting, I didn't really gain any weight. And I'm sure that I gained a little bit of the water weight back just because that's like naturally what happens after, you do something like that. But I hadn't gained a significant amount of weight. So that showed me, and it cemented the idea for me that even if for whatever reason, I have to stop doing alternate day fasting, I'm not going to gain the weight back like that. It's not going to happen all at once. It might happen, slowly over time, but it didn't happen right away. And when I got back into it, a week into it, and I did my regular fasting and weighed in, I had lost 1 more pound. So then now we go on and we're towards the end of May. I do my weigh-in on the 28th and I was at 177.2 pounds. And then finally now we get into June. So June, the first week of June on the 4th, I weighed in at 176.8 pounds. Then you're gonna see that this week, the second week of June, there was a day that I had to do OMAD because I forgot that I couldn't fast that day because I had plans. I talked about this in my previous video. So I did my weigh-in early on Friday and I weighed in at 175.4 pounds. Finally, that brings me to my last weigh-in, which was this past Saturday, the 18th. I weighed in at 174.2 pounds, and that's how much I currently weigh right now. So that is my entire weight loss. As you can see, the first 10 pounds, literally like that, I would close my eyes and weigh myself and I had lost another pound. It was insane. It was insane. It was so quick. But I think that's common with a lot of people, especially the more weight you have to lose. The first couple of pounds, like the first 10, maybe 15, 20 pounds, usually happens instantly. But then after that, the weight loss slows down and it goes, for me at least, it's gone a pound a week. Almost every single week I've lost about a pound a week. I'm very aware that if I added exercise to my routine, that I would lose even more weight and that my body would start having transformations a lot quickly. But I'm not at the point yet where I have fully decided to integrate working out and exercising to my lifestyle. So I'm relying solely on ADF to help me with my weight loss. I also know that if I hadn't gotten sick and I hadn't taken the time off from fasting, that I would have lost even more weight. But that just goes to show you how ADF, for me at least, it just goes to show me that like ADF really works. Because if this was another diet or another lifestyle change that I've tried in the past, after those weeks and after I started to feel better, I would not have gotten back into it. If it was exercise especially, there's no way I would have gone back to the gym. No way. If it was doing keto, it would have been really hard for me to start not eating carbs again. If it was OMAD, maybe I would have made it. But with alternate day fasting, it just felt so normal for me to go back to ADF. Like I did not dread that Monday. You know, that Monday after I went back into it, I didn't dread the Monday. I was actually excited. I was looking forward to it because I was like, okay, now I can get back to my routine of weight loss and I'll just like stay at the current weight that I'm at. Because my goal is to get ultimately to under 150 pounds, right? So I was excited to get back on my journey and continue with my weight loss. But the fact that I was able to take off almost an entire month, and I had just started a couple of months before that. It's not like I have been doing fasting for like years and years. At that point I had only been doing ADF for just 3 months. I was able to take a whole month off and then get right back into it without a beat. That just goes to show how, for me, ADF is, not only is it like a diet, this is a lifestyle change for me. It's completely changed my life. The fact that there's no restrictions on food is so good. That is my favorite part about this diet, is the fact that I don't actually have to watch what I eat. I get to eat the foods that I enjoy. I get to eat however I feel like it. If we're going out to eat, I don't have to watch my carb intake. If we're doing like a Sunday where we go out to eat, like yesterday, y'all, and y'all will see this in one of my upcoming vlogs. We had KFC yesterday and I had like 5 pieces of fried chicken without guilt. I didn't feel bad about it. I had a coleslaw, I had all the sides, I had biscuits. I did not care, because it's not, with ADF, it's not about what you're eating. It's about the time restriction. It's not about the actual food itself. And I think that in my life was what was missing. Because when I was doing intermittent fasting, I found it so difficult, because I was doing keto. I found it so difficult to not eat carbs, y'all. Like veggies have carbs, and I was limiting myself on vegetables. Fruits, the same. I'm not a big fruit eater, but like I felt so restricted. Bread, rice, I eat what I want now. Do I plan on eating a little bit healthier? Yes, I do. Have I started doing that already? I have. You guys will see in my vlogs. But the fact that I don't have to watch what I eat, that's why I love ADF so much. So going back to the weight loss, I've lost about 23 pounds total. And my goal is to lose 50 pounds total. I'm giving myself a lot of time. I'm giving myself a lot of grace. I'm aiming to lose about a pound a week, not more, not less. Just take it really nice and slow. And hopefully by the end of the year, I will have reached my goal. So I told you guys also that I changed up my little tracking thing. I had this one before, but you can see it ended at 168 pounds. That was what my goal was before. My goal was to be anywhere under 170 pounds, but obviously my goal has now changed, and you can see now that I added more numbers so that I can hit my goal of losing 50 pounds and being 150 and under. So that is my weight loss journey so far on ADF. I still have a ways to go. I'm almost halfway there, and I know that I will make it and I will lose 50 pounds. I know it. If you're on your journey yourself and you're wondering whether ADF works, you guys, it does. It really, really does. And it's been the best thing that I could have ever done for myself, because I knew that I wanted to lose weight. I just wasn't sure how. So I'm so glad that I found ADF. If you have any questions, any comments, please leave them below. Check out my previous videos. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.